All right, and away we go.
I think under the Trump administration, I think there'll be a lot of mergers and acquisitions under his administration.
Really?
Yes. Kroger and Albertsons were pursuing a merger of their businesses, right? Kroger, if you don't know, is one of the biggest supermarkets in America.
Oh yeah, I've heard about them a lot.
They wanted to merge with Albertsons to form a new company. Well, another big, I think the third or fourth biggest supermarket, right? They're
Yeah.
both grocery companies. They wanted to merge. Under the current SEC chair, right, and the trade, basically mergers and acquisitions person, right? The government stopped them, right? But the outgoing chair, but she's outgoing. She's going to get sacked soon. So we potentially could get that merger. I think they might just be stolen for time. Wait until she gets ousted, because she will. Because Trump will replace her with someone else. And I think we might actually see an Albertsons and Kroger merger. Mondelez is looking to acquire Cadbury. No, Mondelez is looking to acquire Hershey's. Right, you've heard of Hershey, right?
Yeah, I've heard of Hershey.
Yes. Mondelez is looking to acquire Hershey. In case you don't know, Mondelez, they produce Toblerone, Cadbury, Lindt. They produce Dunkers. They produce basically a lot of cheese products, right? Dairy Dunkers, basically all that, Lunchables. Effectively, they produce all that stuff. They produce a bunch of our stuff, right? They before they became a separate company, they used to be part of Kraft Heinz. They used to be part of Kraft before Kraft Heinz merged together to form a new corporation, right? So yeah, I think we're going to see a lot more mergers and acquisitions, and I don't think it's just going to be in the UK. I don't think it's just America. I think we might honestly see a lot more media acquisitions as well, if I'm being truly honest. I think there's been a lot of people that have been pent up wanting to do mergers and acquisitions, but they don't want to do it because the regulatory framework and environment under Biden just was not suitable for it. Like there would be no possible for you to get a deal done on the big deals that they really want to do. But now that is kind of relieved, there might be some big acquisitions. There are people holding off on that, right? Because the regulatory framework for those acquisitions weren't, let's say, steady and stable, and it's very unlikely for them to actually get stuff done. But there's a high chance it'll be big ones. Sony is about to acquire, if things go right, Sony's about to acquire is going to acquire Kadakawa. They're the people that own FromSoft. They own Elden Ring and Dark Souls. They also own a significant portion of the Japanese and international anime and light novel market. So they effectively have if they were to go through this acquisition, they would have a big amount of assets in basically a monopoly in anime production and light novels and audiobooks. And they would also have a massive, decent collection of IP for video games as well. Sony's already a massive corporation. They kind of already have a monopoly in the West when it comes to anime because there's nothing else that can compete with them. Like Crunchyroll is the de facto king in that industry. But there's nobody else that can compete with them. So what else is there?
Let me just check. I'm just doing something
Good.
right now. What's in the news?
Cool.
Hello there. The FBI should have done more to collect intelligence before the Capitol riot. Watchdog finds.
They fucking started. What are you on about?
Oh, that's what the report says. I never said I agree with them.
You hear me?
Yeah, I'm still here.
It's hilarious. They think they're the ones that started it, though.
Yeah, but not many people are gonna know about that.
There's people
At least for
complaining
now.
about the farmer protest on X, right?
Yeah.
And there's people saying like, but this is kind of like if you complain about Just Stop Oil and that, so they're kind of using that against us, right? But Just Stop
Yeah.
Oil was trying to be a bunch of bastards, right? They're actually protesting something good, right? They're protesting the stupid law to fucking tax farmers. How's a fucking farmer making 330k a year, right? How's he going to pay a 200k tax? 200 grand tax?
It's not humanly possible.
Exactly. But these people say, but they'll just have to sell land. That'll make their farm even worse. Worse off.
Without the farmland,
They need to
where are we going to get our
Would
food?
you rather have it in? Would you rather have it in the
That's the
hands of
question. Where do we get our food from?
Or would you rather have it in the hands of a fucking bunch of globalists? Like a fucking Kurgal, BlackRock, or what was it? Or the Koch brothers. Who would you rather have it in How would you rather have that land in? You're someone that an ordinary person, the Koch brothers, Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway, BlackRock, or Bill Gates, or even Corval, because they're buying heaps of it. They were buying a shitload of the land in Ukraine, specifically the wheat parts, right? You know, the massive wheat parts that creates wheat in Ukraine. I think if I remember correctly, they were buying. I think they bought a specifically
Yeah.
massive stake in that land. That's what, and they're a very powerful corporation. Not many people know who Corval is. You ever heard of
So true.
Corval?
I might have heard of him at some point.
If you've ever bought anything if you've ever bought any freaking starch product, you ever bought anything to do with wheat, you ever bought anything with farming, you ever bought anything with effectively to do with grain and cereals, then you've bought something from them. They produce the stuff that is sold to the likes of that some of the products that are used in the production of cereals for Nestle or what was its name? General Mills. But yeah, so what else is there?
Alright then.
Okay.
Priest jailed for sex attack on sleeping man on Edinburgh train.
Did you hear about the fact that they're trying to silence under 16s in Scotland with a social media ban?
Not Scotland too. I thought it was bad enough with Australia.
Wait, I thought is England trying to do that?
No, I've heard Australia was also trying to prohibit.
No, they've already
people under
passed it, mate. They've passed it.
Yeah, I thought it was already bad enough with Australia, but I didn't know it's got to Scotland too. That's wild.
Pass that bill. I don't think we're going to get past though. But he's trying.
Well, they tried.
Actually, when I heard that on the newspapers today, right, I thought that is clear and utter censorship. The reason why you're wanting to stop youngsters from seeing it is because you're scared. Because these youngsters are actually getting ready to vote reform, and they don't want these people being self-aware before the time by 2029. Because you know the people that are like 13, 14 now, by 2029 they'll be about 18, won't they?
Yeah, they will.
They'll be ready to be able to vote in the general election.
Yeah, when they go on social media, they're going to see what is all the fuss about.
Yeah. But they don't want the 16-year-olds to be able to read stuff like that. They want to censor them. They want them to be little woke snowflakes. They want them to be brainwashed. But yeah, what else is there?
New Zealand official reverses visa refusal for US conservative influencer Candace Owens.
Why is that? Because Trump put pressure on New Zealand.
Well, New Zealand's Associate Immigration Minister Chris Penk reversed Candace Owens' visa denial after evaluating numerous representations highlighting the significance of free speech.
Yeah, they want to frickin', but ain't they on the, you know?
I think the pressure's gone to the government that they have to, because what solid evidence they have to do it to begin with? It's hard to come up. It's hard to have something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
bowel cancer rates rising among younger people.
did you know the fact that literally, did you know the fact that they're wanting to ban, the Conservatives are wanting to ban, first cousin marriage, which I think is probably spot on. They probably should do that. Why the fuck is that in
Yeah, I
Britain?
agree. Why is this even an argument?
You hear that frickin' Corbyn wants to start his own party. Should we be concerned about that? Will it take votes away from reform?
Well, let me tell you this, Risk. Do you think Jeremy Corbyn have any interest was there any point Jeremy Corbyn wanted to join Reform?
No, but I'm saying, will it take a bunch of Labour voters that love that? I mean, people that there's still a lot of people. I don't doubt there's still a lot of people that love Corbyn, that feel like Corbyn was shafted in the Labour Party.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I'm concerned. Will that take votes away? Potential people that might have actually voted Reform, but are going to take their chances with him.
Well, I don't think Corbyn's new party will take Reform or Conservative voters away, but it will take a handful of Labour voters, as well as votes among the Muslim population. Because I think of the current independent MPs wanting to form the party, they adhere to Islam.
Should we even allow these people into the UK politics? In my opinion, I'm concerned about it.
Well, given them a
Already in
chance.
sectarian politics. I hope they get ousted in the May. What do you think the chances are we could get them ousted?
Well, if we don't know what terrible things they've done,
The fact that
it's
literally they want to create a
0.
Muslim party, which will probably end. They're also for Sharia. They're also for like Sharia Islam blasphemy laws, but stops people from criticizing Islam, which I don't agree with. They should be criticized. Basically, they
Yeah,
want us to shut
everyone
up about
has
the
the
raw.
right to
They want us
have
to shop about the
their
fucking
opinions
pedo
expressed.
gangs. Effectively, they're also not happy the fact that literally, what was it? Yeah, they're not happy about the fact that what was it again? They're not happy at the fact that what was its name? Rupert Lowe keeps on bringing up points that make Labour look bad.
Yeah,
Effectively talking about statistics. Who's the people? Why are we giving so much money? Why are we allowing illegals on our benefit system, but don't speak our language? Why are we having to pay for fucking translators? And why are we not deporting people, illegals that have committed crimes? They don't like that because they want to be held unaccountable. But yeah.
that is something to consider.
Yes, it is.
Hello, Eric.
We're talking about the fact that the UK wants to form certain politicians or MPs, and we can even call them MPs, that want to form a Muslim UK party.
Why?
Because they apparently want their voices to be heard. Which, in all honesty, is a good thing, but on their opinions could be a threat to the existence of the UK as it, because these people will want to usher blasphemy laws against Muslims, Christians, or any other people of other different faiths that want to criticise. Did you hear about trying to get rid of GB News? Take GB News down.
What's GB News?
One of the only political news places that actually covers what's going on in the country.
It's the UK's Fox.
Yes, one of the only one that's not truly fucked. It's kind of still controlled. At least they're open with it to a certain extent. At least a little bit more. At least they're willing to fucking cover things. They're the only one that's willing to cover the fucking grooming gangs or anything that the Muslims have done or criticize them in one single bit. And they're partly using it. This Muslim Sharia Council is trying to fucking get them taken off the air by Ofcom. We all know that they're trying to go after them because they're the only ones calling them out. BBC's a fucking talking point of the Labour government. ITV's a talking point of the Labour government. Talk TV is kind of a little bit more right to the point, but even then they're still fucking controlled.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, we've got Sky. We've got Sky as well to a certain extent, but even then, to an extent, they're a little bit more conservative, right? But to a certain
still
extent,
controlled.
they have their. I don't think Sky's that bad, if I'm being honest, in the UK. Sky News, but I know for a fact the BBC's fucking corrupt. I want the TV license fucking gone. I want them to be IPO on the fucking London Stock Exchange. Give our fucking beautiful hard-working bankers something to fucking cheer on. Give them a hard fucking bone. Allow them to make their bonuses by trying to get a deal for the IPO of let's have the UK government IPO the BBC. They take a certain stake in. They keep a stake in the BBC, but they allow them to keep a 20% stake in the BBC, right? And the rest of the shares are effectively put on the public stock market, right? Have them trade like a fucking public company. Have them have to fucking do an earnings call. Have them answer to shareholders. Have them fucking make money. And why not turn it into a streaming subscription? Again, there's so many people that love the BBC's content from all around the world, right? From Canada, from Australia, from Ireland, and even people in America, right? There are people in America that listen to the BBC, right? Why not have them IPO? Why not have them create a streaming service? Why not have them compete against the fucking best of the best? Why not have them compete against ITV Player? Why not have them compete against, why not have them compete against Netflix? Why not have them compete against the Hulus of the world? Why not have them compete against the other platforms? Why not have them compete?
Maybe against Bits, perhaps.
Who gets bit?
No, I'm talking about Bits, the new. Well, it doesn't exist yet, but you know the project that me, Eric, and Shadow might be working on that's launching this month.
Wait, it's launching this month.
Yeah.
How are they liking it? How's it?
It was looking pretty good.
Good
There's
for
so
you.
much excitement.
Is there a response of people that are liking it?
Yeah, there's a handful of people that do love, and it hasn't launched yet, but there's so much positive messages going about it.
Good. Good luck.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely right. It's like, some people are excited, some people,
Are a
they're
little
like
bit cynical.
a little bit, but like
A little bit.
but for the most part, there are most people who are excited about it. There's like more
Good.
excitement more than like, cynical.
That's good.
I,
Better than some better. I hope they go into it with decent expectations, and not over inflated. But good for you. Let's see what happens.
yeah.
Worst can happen. Worst thing that happens, it doesn't work. But the best thing happens, you might have a small fortune coming soon. But the only
Yeah,
thing is
that's
like,
true.
what's the plan? So what else is there?
There's something up there before. Oh, BuzzFeed sells Hot Ones creator for $82.5
Hot
million
ones.
to group led by Soros affiliates.
Fuck. Anything that fucking Jew touches, everything it goes to shit. That Jew's the reason why that Jew shorted the fucking British pound. That guy deserves to fucking go in hell. He shorted the rupee, shorted the pound, he fucked off Russia. Everybody hates him. Yet he's allowed to flee in America. Yes, even people in America fucking despise that little crony's arse.
Well, there's only one man who can save us now.
Who? Jesus
Rabbi.
Christ?
Oh yeah, no, Jesus Christ. But I was gonna joke and say,
What, you mean the man that freaking sells lube? I loved
Oh my gosh.
I loved it when, like, what was her name? What's her name again? Candace Owens fucking roasted the cunt for that. You sell lube. You and your daughter sell lube, buddy. Pretty.
Bugger.
I mean, come on, man, Rabbi Shmuley, he's a great rabbi.
He sells
He's
lube. He sells lube. He has his own sex. He has his own sex store. It's his own sex store, like Etsy.
come on, man, like it's
Maybe
just
not
taken
Etsy,
out
but
of
he has his own website. Like, I'm not mocking a guy for fucking making a living, right? But
it
I'm
is
not mocking
crazy
a guy for making a living. I know Jews own fucking Pornhub.
No, I mean, yeah, but it is crazy to still call yourself a rabbi and do that, though.
He's rabbi of the fucking.
He's what?
He's a rabbi of the people that freaking uses lube. My God. Why? Did you hear? They're trying to make this. You know the woman that apparently slept with 100 blokes, right?
Yo, yeah, I saw her.
They're trying to make her. They're trying to post articles saying we should have sympathy for the fucking chick.
I'm not gonna lie, I heard oh yeah, I saw those too. And I'm like, bro, it's
she's
like,
the one that decided to shag every fucking bloke of every different ethnicity. She should be the one. Why is she complaining? She's the one that chose it. She's the one that wants to get dicked down for God knows, maybe $100,000, $1 million.
I'm not
She
gonna
thought
lie,
it would make her money. Maybe she realized it actually wasn't worth it, and the money I made off it was fucking peanuts.
I mean, I'll be honest, women like that are their own worst enemies, and also it's like, bro,
You feel sorry for her. I'm sorry you fucking decided to get dicked by 100 blokes. I'm sorry that you decided I made a mistake.
I heard that she'll
have to deal with the consequences of that. She'll be a fucking minted, right?
Got a yeast
but
infection.
No self-fucking respecting man will want to fucking marry her. Her chances of getting married, unless she wants to go with a guy who only wants her for her money, right? There's no one in their right mind would fucking would marry that.
Yeah, I mean, it's all downhill from
how
here.
the hell would you be able to sleep at night, or even take that home to your own parents?
Yeah,
your missus slept with 100 blokes on social media. She's ruined her credibility on any stage of life. There's no way in heck she's going to be marriage material for anyone.
Yeah, and on top of that, she's ruined her insides too, bro.
Ruined her insides, ruined her chance of getting married, ruined her chance, might even ruined her chance of even having children, for all we know. God knows, but that can't be good for you. That cannot be good for your freaking.
Here's the thing, bro. It's like,
imagine if you're the 100th guy, man. God, at least if you're the first guy, then great. But if you're the 100th guy on that attempt, like, damn.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. That woman, if there was a definition of a person that needs Jesus, it's her.
I admit that I even pray at night, right? I prayed before I go to bed, right? I've been doing it for the best about half in the last couple of weeks, right? But even I've realized people need religion.
Yeah, it's true.
Some people need religion. They need something.
Because it's like,
As much as I realize that kings probably created religion, right? But they need some. A lot of people need it in their lives. It keeps them sane. It keeps them moral on their moral compass. It keeps them from being degenerates.
Yeah.
Well, that woman, she's the definition of a degenerate. I think even, am I wrong to think that Bill Clinton probably would have smashed her? Right? And he's the biggest degenerate of them all.
I think Bill Clinton probably would have. You know.
He would have, like, he's a degenerate. The vast majority of them are.
It's
The funny thing is, that woman there, she is probably one of those people that would like, I'll get an abortion. I don't care if the child dies.
And here's
It
the
doesn't
thing.
matter to me.
Apparently, she was crying about it too, and I'm like,
You're the one that decided to get dicked by 100 blokes. I'm sorry, but I don't have sympathy for you. You chose this life. You chose to fuck your insides up. You chose this. Why should we have sympathy?
How would you feel if you were the 100th?
I said, how would you feel if you were the 100th guy? You'd be the biggest chud, the biggest laughing stock of them all.
Maybe the first and okay, fine, but it's like after that,
maybe through the first would probably be okay. The other 10th, like, are they washing afterwards, or are they just letting her ram right through all of them?
The first, bro, it's like,
was there? No.
I'm trying to figure out how this works, bro. Was it like just dudes waiting in another room, and then after that,
there was an image. I think there was a video of her and some other guy, this other chick, right? This is supposedly basically showing there's a bunch of men in a line waiting to come in.
Are they all different races or like?
Yeah.
Actually, never mind.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's like I would imagine that they were either all white or just like
all different. It was a mix of all races.
Oh wow!
It was like she was from London, mate.
Like, bro, imagine
from the UK.
It would be funny.
Hello, governor.
It would be funny.
It would be funny if anybody we knew was in that line. I'm like, bro, what do you?
Not anybody I know, but I can guarantee it was definitely from people from the UK. And you can tell from the accents that they were London.
Yeah,
or round about that, or Luton at best.
I mean, imagine if it was someone that Jame knew.
All people of all different races.
No, don't get me started, man. I've been through enough with nightlife in Manchester. I'm not going through this again.
Nightlife in Manchester. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently he knew. Apparently he knew most of the people.
He did.
Yeah, I did. What a life I used to live.
It doesn't surprise me. Again, I'm not saying you can't dress up, right? But I think about your actions. What you wear has an impression.
It does, yeah.
Yes.
It really does.
If you go out looking like a fucking like a prosy, people will think she's a prostitute. I can do whatever the fuck I want with her. But they don't realize this. These women, they don't realize how unsafe of a world it is now, right? The UK isn't as safe as you think it is. There's still women that put their phone in the back of their pockets.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Lass, I want to say, like, you're not living in a safe world. You can do this for now. 10, 20 years now, when all the hoodlums and all the evil little critters that fucking want to mug you, because god damn it, it's going to end up like London, and where I live. They're not going to be able to survive.
And now imagine if a Muslim immigrant.
It is already in the place where I live right now. The place I go to work right now, it's already a fucking place that you would get to see people commit crime, right? So it's always been known for a place of crime, right? But heaven forbid, 10, 20 years from now, when it's literally all the people, when I go to work, right, all the people I see, they're elderly, old people, right? You see a bunch of youngsters, right, with children, right, but it's mostly elderly. And I think to myself, God, the population's going to change, ain't it? And it's not just elderly whites, right? It's elderly Polish people as well. They've been living in this country, it's Polish people have been living here for 100 years, right? They've integrated as much as they're going to integrate, right? They some of them can speak English, some of them can't, right? But they know what you're saying, right? They're not dumb. But again, some of them, they don't even realise how bad. I think they realise it's just they're concerned as well. A lot of us are concerned. The people that we're letting into this country, they don't care about this country. They don't care about the values we've held before. They don't care about our traditions, right? They're not going to care. I question 100 years from now, are they going to even celebrate Christmas? Are they going to celebrate Are they going to celebrate Hogmanay? Are they going to celebrate Burns? Are they going to celebrate anything that we are?
You
Or
know,
are
I
they just
do.
going? Or are we going to not celebrate Christmas at all? Are we not going to put up trees? Are we not going to have Christmas dinner? Are we not going to? Are we not going to pray? Are we not going to go to churches? There are some people in this country that are from different religions, right? They were Christmas jumpers. They celebrate Christmas, right? But I am concerned. The people that are coming in, the radicals, right?
Yeah.
I'm concerned. You know, the people in Syria, right? I'm starting to realize that they might not be the radical ones like Iran, right? I'm starting to think that some of them might actually be the ones from Dubai, right? Shia. What's the Muslim majority in Dubai, in the UAE and Saudi Arabia? I think it's the same one, ain't it? Like Shia, or is it Sunni?
It might be, yeah.
Yeah, it's the one that you can. It's the Islam, but you can get along with the West, right? Well, Islam that wants to get along with the West, right? I think Syria is one of that one, right? And Iran's the one that isn't. From what it looks like Syria is against Iran. So, what do you think will happen in Syria? Do you think that guy will become king of Syria, and his family will just take over his royal family, take over a title of king? What happens there? Or did it just become an elected official? What happens there? Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
It'd be concerning, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say all we can do is wait.
I don't
And
like
wait.
the fact that Storm wants to send them money. I first of all would not send them money. And I first of all deport a lot of people. A lot of the people out in our country from Syria, I would deport them back to that country. It's not our problem anymore. They're not at war. Let's deport them. Let's send them back. Let's stop people from Syrians from coming into this country. You can go back to Syria. You can help rebuild the country. We don't want you here. Or if they're already here and they want to speak our language and they want to learn here and they want to work here. Do you think what happened? What do you think should happen with Iran? Should Iran be broken up? Also, Trump wants to recognize Somaliland as a nation.
Yeah.
Is that good or bad? I can't tell.
He wants to what?
Recognize Somaliland as a nation.
I'm not sure.
Country in Africa, next to Ethiopia. What type of Muslims are the ones are the people in Indonesia? Was it Dubai or was it Syria? Was it Dubai or the UAE that effectively just allowed women not to have to wear hijabs anymore?
What'd you say?
Both.
Was it Dubai or Saudi Arabia that allowed women not to have to wear hijabs anymore and treated as equals as men?
I think it's more likely Dubai.
Okay.
I think Dubai, of all Muslim majority areas, that are very loose on
Yeah, because they want people
Islamic
to have
traditions.
freedom. They want people to have they don't want the freaking. They're not religious zealots, right? There's there's two differences in Islam, right? There's multiple different sects, but there's two differences between the Shia and the Sunni. The Saudi Arabia and the UAE ones, right? They want to coexist with the West. They want to advance. They want to do business. They want to make money. They want to trade. They actually want to interact with us, right? And then you got Iran that just wants to kill, murder, and go to war. Who would you want to side with? Who would you want to do business with? I want to do business with the ones that want to actually make money, the ones that actually want to live in the civilized world, the ones that actually want to contribute to society, the ones that actually want to grow as a society. I don't really want the people like in Iran, right? In Tehran, right? That simply just are, in my opinion, religious zealots. If you want to do your religion, right? But there's no way in fuck you should be able to push that on people, right? I just hope that they don't freaking push it like Afghanistan, right? Where the Taliban and that, and they just don't push it like that. So what is so Afghanistan, right? So what do you think's happening with Russia? Are they still gonna have bases in Syria, or are they all gone from
I
Syria?
think last time I remember, I think Russian troops pulling out of Syrian territory.
So they're going to still have the water base in Syria.
I'm not too sure. I don't think Russia has much of a point in Syrian bases.
But they
as it
do want
stands.
they do want a port base, a sea port base.
Yeah.
How do you think Russia Ukraine ends? What do they get? What do you think is going to this peace settlement on that looks like? Does it look like will Ukraine lose territory, and how much territory? Well,
A portion.
do you think they keep Crimea? Do you think Russia takes Crimea?
Yes, they do.
What do you think they gain? What territory do you think they would gain from this war?
I think the territory gain.
The stuff that they won in the war, or is it a little bit more?
I think what I think the Ukraine territory Russia has gained since 2022, I think it's mostly firm. It is guaranteed to be Russian soil. And not everyone's going to agree with it, but that's until something
How are
comes
they
down.
close to Odessa?
No, they're not even. They're not even a third way through.
Okay, so whatever they've got in Odessa, they can keep. Do you think Trump will allow that deal?
Well, all Trump wants to do is put an end to the violence. He's not wanting to take sides in any of this. He
Do
just
you think he
wants
cares
the
if
violence to end.
Ukraine loses territory? I
But
don't
again,
care.
I don't think
As far
Trump
as
cares
I'm
all that much about
concerned,
who gains or
as
loses
far as I'm
territory.
concerned, I say the UK and America, in my opinion, break Ukraine up, take the territory, for example, and take some of the cities in Ukraine and America and split it between them. Because we're the people that donated the most amount of money. We deserve fucking parts of their territory. We deserve a sea base there. So what towns will be left after Ukraine, after the peace settlement in Ukraine?
Well, the cities that were around before the war even started.
Do you think Do you think UK and America should take territory in that country? Take a bunch of land. Take a couple cities.
No, I don't think the UK would have any use or benefit
Why
to
wouldn't we?
doing
We
that.
get more land. We get more people. We get more.
Yeah, but what is that land going to be used for in the UK's?
Farming could be used as a fucking base, military base. Could be used for trade and economics. Could be used another way. We could make it as a new trade point in a new financial trade point in that. Another trade. We could make it as we could make a secondary financial center, right? That could trade with Eastern Europe. We could do a lot of things with that land if we're being fair. I wouldn't mind at least a couple towns and effectively maybe a couple military bases in Ukraine. Is that much to ask for the amount of money we spent? I want a couple towns and a couple military bases.
Well, those kind of demands makes logical sense for what the British
What we've
taxpayers
spent on that,
putting
I
in.
want at least some land or some territory to gain from this. At least you give us favorable. You ever gave us favorable trade routes, favorable trade deals in perpetuity, or at least for the next 100 years. You give us a couple cities or towns. You give us a city, a town, a couple of military bases in Ukraine, and you give us a freaking. And you also, in exchange for that, we will protect you. We will protect you if Russia attacks again in a contract. We'll send arms. We'll protect you. Do you think Russia will attack Ukraine again after a couple of years? Do you think Russia's probably not going to attack the West, so the eastern territories?
I don't think Russia wants to go down that path.
Do you think they would take Georgia back?
I mean, if Georgia wants to.
It seems like they want to freaking join. It sounds like they want to. What about Azerbaijan?
I'm not sure about Azerbaijan. I think they like to keep their sovereignty.
Why shouldn't Russia take Central Asia? Or are they becoming their own countries?
Yeah, they like to have their own sovereignty.
They used to be part of Russia. They'll be again.
Yeah, well, they used to be part of the USSR.
And they'll be part of the USS. They'll be part of Russia again at some point. I'm not gonna lie. If I can personally see, if I'm being honest, I personally see all of Asia becoming one country, apart from maybe Japan and the Philippines and maybe Vietnam. Maybe Vietnam and Burma, right? I can see India, China, and Russia. I can see BRICS effectively making them a new economic union, like the European Union, right? Where they're just states, right? My only one thinks that BRICS will probably turn out to be something, similar to the EU. How powerful would that be if BRICS became something like something like a political union like the EU? So what is stopping the EU from becoming just a single country?
Well, first things first, most of its members, some of its members are speaking out about the structure and the bureaucracy of the EU.
Do you think that'll push them for a singleized union?
No, that's actually the reason that goes against unionizing the EU.
But wouldn't they just impose a single unified country as a solution?
Solution to what?
The whole bureaucracy thing. What if we simplified everything and simplified everything as a country and we gave them more autonomy?
You mean similar to the United States?
Yeah. I thought that's what the EU was trying to be, something like the United States.
Well, if they go ahead with that,
The UK
I don't
wouldn't
think
want to
that
be a
would.
part of that, though. I'd rather be part of the United States than be a part of the EU. I'm glad we left the EU because what they do, the unelected bureaucrats, right? They don't. The citizens don't even get a vote. How
And also,
can,
the UK government spends more in its membership to the EU than any other EU member. In fact, we pay more than we actually receive from other nations. You know, there are actually some smaller EU countries that get a huge amount of funding to their governments by being members of the EU as a way to balance the wealth and the GDP that each EU member has.
Yeah, so we had to we were paying more for fucking less. I'm glad we left. They still people still saying, "Oh, but we should have never left. We're fucked." You cannot put a price on fucking sovereignty. I still don't think leaving the ECHR is probably the best solution, but something needs to be done. We cannot keep allowing illegals into this country. And we know that they can stop it, they just don't want to. I think it's because of international law. If I'm being honest, I think it's the UN that's truly the problem that's stopping us from fucking deporting these people back, right? I think the UN is probably the main course, right? But they're never going to talk about that. But yeah, so what else is there?
Let's just check. Google announces Android XR platform will launch first on Samsung's Project Wuhan device.
Project Wuhan, what does that mean?
Google and Samsung are collaborating on an Android XR headset set to be released in 2025. The new headset will come with advanced software designed for enhanced experiences.
So basically, they're trying to get into VR, right? But I don't think anybody really uses that VR headsets.
Yeah, because there isn't a strong infrastructure or any use to use VR to begin with.
Nobody wants it. They all used to say, "Oh, virtual reality, it's the big thing, next big thing." Said NFTs are the next big thing. It's not. For God's sake.
What is its purpose? That is the
The
question.
purpose is to fucking make the population dumber. Give the population something to fucking wonder about. Money laundering. I'm starting to believe that NFTs were a simple money laundering scheme for the rich to basically offload, like, criminalized money. It's kind of like it's basically a write down. Like, it's how people basically save on their taxes by write downs for NFTs because effectively they could use it as a way it's kind of like art, right? Rich, very wealthy people buy art, right? They say, "Oh, I bought a Picasso," right? They do a publication, right, saying, "Oh, this guy bought this such and such. Jeff Bezos bought a Picasso," right? That inflates the value up on the Picasso, and then they donate to that person. They donate said donate said artwork to a local museum, and then they receive the government-funded tax donation. So what else is there?
You can make ChatGPT sound like Santa Claus for the holidays.
Did you hear about the fact? What was this? Like this new software that can make clips, right? That can do animation, right? That effectively do animation. That'll put a lot of animators out of work. Socorro AI or something like that. It's a ChatGPT variant, right? It's basically allowing you to edit videos and create real-time videos. AI videos. It's slow right now, but in the future, it's not that great right now. But in the next 5 years, right, after the animation guild's contract's up, right, you think that they're not going to be pushing? They're not Disney, the likes of Disney and other corporations, especially the movie industry, are not going to be pushing for this, right? They might be shit right now, but all they got, it would be a lot cheaper than having to freaking hire like 20 people than that, right? They just have to hire 2 people to freaking, get the thing up to scruff, right? It'll be a lot cheaper than what they're paying now. And these people only care about money. Like I said before to everyone, before mergers and acquisitions, loads of them will be happening during the Trump presidency. So how else do you think Trump will manage?
Manage what?
Do you think Trump will actually what do you think Trump will do in his administration?
Well, he says he's going to do something the first day he gets in.
What's that?
I forgot who it was. But I do remember. Well, that's one of them. I also heard that. I've heard that.
Go after Kamala Harris?
Well, no.
Go after Hunter Biden? I kind of like to see him go after Hunter Biden, the pedo, but.
Well, that's likely.
I'd actually like to see him go after Hunter because after what he's been able to get away with is hilarious. It's evil. The guy supposedly, with the evidence that's on his laptop, right, and the footage, right, makes you question him. And he's definitely done some dirty things with children. Just with the evidence for underagers. There's the evidence on that fucking laptop. The pictures on that laptop are concerning. Those kids look young. Very young.
It just doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good. Not to mention, why does he have a picture of his own fucking his niece or his stepdaughter on his phone in a swimsuit? It's just weird.
Yeah, God only knows.
God,
He
why
sure
is it always
does.
the Democrats are pedos? God knows. So what else?
Yeah.
Taylor Swift's Era Tour rap tribute is one you didn't see coming.
Oh my goodness, Taylor Swift? What is she up to? What is she eating? What is she wearing? Is she eventually going to get a boob job?
He hasn't got
No.
one already?
Well, it's
No,
over.
and
God,
her body is beautiful just the way it is. She doesn't need it. Anyways,
Are you one of them? Are you one of those Taylor fans?
Well,
No.
The way he's sounding makes me think he is, but well.
I'm not
Doesn't
secretly
matter, but
I'm not secretly a Swiftie who has a Swiftie account.
Oh, the
the
jokes.
fact that they thought about so many just endorsing celebrities with that, so having celebrity endorsements would actually get them the fucking presidency fucking makes me laugh. We all know they're fucking fake. We all know they sell they're fake as plastic. God. The fact that they actually thought fucking celebrity endorsements would actually get her all across the fucking line, right? Just shows how out of touch these people really are.
You know, I really thought they had it with the Obama endorsement.
Oh yeah, if that were him black country, like, well, fuck off, you poser. You're a race baiting. He's a race traitor. Like, God, when I heard that, I thought, like, God, if I were them, that race, I'd just tell him, well, fuck yourself. He's a sellout. He sold himself out. He's never actually. Barack's just
I know he's not American.
he's not. He's definitely not American. He says he's from Hawaii, but he's supposedly his family's from Kenya, which then has descendants from Germanic roots. And if you go back enough, he might even have connections to Hitler through blood connection. Don't be surprised, but let's be real here. Nobody gets into power without knowing someone.
Wonder who Obama knew.
Family, he was supposedly really he before he died, he was gifted a massive estate from a very wealthy Jewish person. Supposedly had ties to the Rothschilds because he was related to him.
Huh. A black Rothschild, huh?
No, his father was half black.
Oh yeah, right.
I can't remember his name, but I do remember, right, he inherited a massive amount of wealth from someone, had stocks in oil and gas, right? Heavy shares in BP and Shell and others. Remember correctly, but yeah. So how do you think Adolf Hitler came to power? In 1930s Germany, where effectively there was no social media. There was only the Jewish media and the radio stations. Television was barely a thing. So again, how the hell did he come to power unless he didn't know people? Because it wasn't exactly like this where you could just run on the fucking campaign ballot. Because none of us are deluded enough to truly believe that if I just randomly run on the ballot, I can become president. You have to kiss a ring. You have to spend money. You have to know people. Even get in that thing, especially Germany.
Yeah, I mean Kennedy had to know.
Who did he know?
Kennedy had to know Trump in order to get on his team. So I mean,
He didn't have to know him. He knew for a fact he wouldn't get in. He knew for a fact he wouldn't get in. You can spend as much money as you want, but unless you know people, it's sometimes better than more you know. So who was funding this guy? Who was funding this guy in the Nazi Party? Who got him into the fucking Nazi Party? Who showed him the ropes? Who got him in? Who had him show him who showed him? Who got him the money? Who campaigned for this guy? Right? Supposedly business owners, right? Supposedly the first people that actually was trying to get this guy in were Jews. They helped finance him to the chancellorship. You don't get elected without knowing people, especially back then when there was no social media, there's only radio, there's only newspapers are owned by the Jews. Nobody questions this. Are we supposed to believe that, he just came from the ties, right? I don't believe it. But you don't just come out of nowhere and then rise to power. That's not how things work.
You need history. You need a story
You
to get
need
there.
history, you need a story, and you also need to have financial backing. So, again, I asked the question, who was backing him? Because there's no way in hell you'll get elected in any form of government unless you have financial backers. The everyday plebs will not get you the presidency. And I will tell you that. The everyday plebs, the everyday working class person, there's not enough money in the system to help to get them into the fucking presidency. They might be able to help you, they might slowly be able to help you get a local MP seat. But they have local MPs back in Germany that time.
Yeah, I think they did.
Who knows?
Yeah,
What
who
else
knows?
is there?
NATO must shift to wartime mindset, Secretary General warns.
None of us want war. The Russians don't want war. The Chinese don't want war. The Indians don't
Nobody
want war.
wants war.
Nobody wants war.
Never
But the
did, never
leftists,
will.
let's be real here. How are we going to defeat people that are trained at the age of fucking 5 how to disassemble and assemble a fucking semi-automatic weapon? They teach that in China. They teach that in Russia. Because best believe, if China, if America attacks, China and Russia will come to each other's defense. Same with India. India will always come to Russia's defense.
They always do.
I don't think Russia has it. I don't think India has it in them to betray Russia after what Russia did for them. I think that if anything, I think they would like to stay neutral at best. If they think Russia's in danger of going out, not becoming a state anymore, they'll get involved. But I think they would rather stay neutral. They stayed neutral in the Russia-Ukraine war because they didn't want to pick sides, right? But they still would Brazil come to Russia's defense? Who knows?
Who knows?
So who would be if let's say this, right? We're having this new axis of evil, right? Who's going to be in it? China, Russia, who else?
China,
Iran,
Russia.
India,
Yes,
Pakistan,
those two, for sure.
Brazil.
I think Brazil would more likely be neutral in this.
I think India would probably be neutral.
Yeah.
I think would China be neutral?
What do you think?
I think China really wants to take Taiwan.
Yeah.
I think they really want to take Taiwan, and I think they wouldn't mind taking the Philippines as well.
Yeah, so they're going to side with Russia.
Yep.
That's true.
What about Iran?
Most likely.
So what would we gain out of this war? The status quo?
Absolutely nothing.
Again, if we are going to war in small nuclear and small tiny powers in Syria, I want some military bases, I want some fucking towns, and I want some fucking land. If I'm spending my fucking tax dollars, I want something to fucking show for it. I want some fucking exclusive fucking contracts for wheat. Some oil reserves, their gold reserves. I want something in return. Something tangible. A city? A couple cities? Maybe a couple cities, maybe some fucking trade routes, some financial control. I want something in return for all this fucking money we spend. I want a couple cities at best. Should America take cities? Should America and UK take some cities from Ukraine as punishment, as payment for all the money we've spent? Who's the second biggest Ukraine spender in this war?
It's either UK or Germany.
Fine, Germany gets a city, Britain gets a city, America gets a couple cities. We get a military base, we get a city, we get a city each. I say we partition Ukraine just like we did Nazi Germany. America gets a diplomatic zone, Britain gets a diplomatic zone. Germany gets a diplomatic zone. Germany gets territory, Britain gets territory, America gets territory. And then a couple of years later, we reform Ukraine into one nation. But we do it and then we turn it into an economic powerhouse.
Just like the US did with Japan.
Yes. We rebuild the country from the ground up, we get rid of the Nazis, we get rid of and we turn it into a monarchy. So what would the best thing to do with Ukraine then? Would it be better for just Britain, Germany and America to turn it into a new country? Take it over, break it up, build it up financially, rebuild it, take it in its territory, and then a couple of years later, we rebuild the country, right? And then we give it a monarchy, give it its own monarchy. Preferably we get rid of Zelensky. So what happens to Zelensky after this war? Does he get murdered? Does he slowly get to live his life in Moscow? Slowly gets to live his life in frickin' America. Then a couple of years later he gets fucking assassinated. Or dies of cancer, shall we say.
Well, something's going to happen to Zelensky at some point.
Oh, he'll get offed.
We just don't know what.
Oh, he'll get fucking offed. Too many loose ends, and loose lips tell too many tales. He'll be offed. After this war, he'll be offed. He might get a couple of years to himself for breathing room, But best believe the CIA will want to be done with this fucking scenario, this shit show, and he'll be gone. They might even fake his death. Would they be willing to fake his death, or would they just have him dead? Who knows? So what else?
Who knows?
What do you think the chances are that Britain can gain some territory?
What kind of territory are we talking about?
Island.
What land? Whereabouts in the world?
What about Malta?
Malta.
Tiny little island.
The little island.
Small population.
Well, they did it once. Could they do it again?
You know what I'm saying? Why don't we just make them part of our territory, make them British?
Well, we could ask them.
Just tell them
There
we'll
could
give
be
you
support.
we'll give you economics, we'll give you better housing, we'll give you a better standard of living. As much as they hate us, right? Or as much as we hate it, the people hate the UK, right? It is a pretty decent standard of living compared to the shitholes in Africa. I think there'd be parts of India that would actually. Do you think there'd be parts of like freaking Africa that would actually want to come back under British rule? Give them local autonomy, right? But the part of Britain.
I mean, they'll take anything. They don't have much to lose if not.
Who would? Us.
People in Africa. They don't have much to lose at the moment.
Do you think South Africa? Maybe not South Africa.
Yeah, they got their own stuff to deal with.
Sarah Leone, maybe? What about them?
Maybe, possibly.
I want more land. How do you feel?
Botswana is a very good nation.
What?
Botswana is a very good nation.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? I want more land. Personally, I would like some more islands, more land, more territory. I personally wouldn't mind taking Finland under us. So what countries have good ties with us? What countries have good ties with the United Kingdom? But not the US.
Malta, Cyprus, perhaps.
I think Cyprus would want to be back under British rule.
The UK has bases in Cyprus.
Do you think they would want to be part of Britain?
If they did, it wouldn't make much of a difference. The bases are in Cyprus. There are British bases in Cyprus, so that wouldn't make much of a difference.
Give us land, and give us some people. I wouldn't mind taking Greece back under a throne. Same with Rome. Did Britain hold Rome? What parts of Europe did Britain actually hold? I know we used to have Greece under us. I know we used to have Egypt under us.
Yeah.
We might have had Austria. I think we had Austria under our. We had some German territories under us. Do you think Spain and Britain would actually be? Do you think there'd be any countries in Europe that would actually want to create a new economic union with us? What about Portugal?
Oh yeah, Portugal for sure.
Do they want to create a new country with us?
Maybe not a new country, but they like to engage something economically.
Why don't we build something economically?
It will help them.
Economically. If they gain more from us than we gain from them. What we did a deal with Spain. What if we gave back? Here's a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if we gave? Here's a question, right? What if we gave Spain Gibraltar back, but in exchange for giving back Gibraltar, what if we became one nation? Well, Spain and Britain, the United Kingdom, Spain and Great Britain. We'd have territory on Europe. We'd have direct territory with France. Spain would actually get nuclear weapons. I wonder how they would react. I wonder how France would react to having nuclear weapons on their doorstep. Oh wait, they already do. Do you think Spain would go for it?
Spain go for what?
A new country between a new economic country with Britain and Spain as one nation. That'd be my only option because Britain is too tiny as it is on its own. We need someone else. We either join America or we create our own new economic union with Spain. Why didn't Britain create their own European Union?
Well, they were Baba Booey.
We just didn't have the balls to do it, or we were too broke. I think probably too broke. They wiped us out.
Either that, or they just don't see the point of needing anyone else's help.
Why didn't we just create? But we could have ruled over Europe. We could have created a new union.
Oh well, what could have been?
Well, it can still be. Do you think the European Union will die?
Oh no, I don't think the EU would ever die.
And
How
Germany's
is it going to
provide-
die?
provide-
Well, how long would that be until Germany, France, and other big nations pull out of the EU?
I think if the AfD, but alternative for Deutschland get elected, I think they'll probably be 2027 at best. I think the Dutch want to secretly pull out as well. I think Gert Wilders wants to pull out of the EU as well. Secretly, he just doesn't do it. He even said, I want to leave the EU. Would the Scandinavian countries reunite as one nation?
No, I don't think so.
Would the Dutch become powerful again?
Well,
What about an economic union between the Dutch and the British? A British-Dutch union state. Imagine English, national language, Dutch and English.
Speak your English. No, that was awful.
No, you can
I
speak
just said
Dutch.
speak Dutch.
Either that or we take Poland.
Nederlands.
I'm sure Poland would like to join us.
Speak
Half their
Nederlands.
nation likes us anyway, so.
Who knows? Yes.
What about Germany? What about France? What about if we made a British and French union where Britain, where France became part of Britain? Who would be the leader in that union? Britain or France? Who's winning that? Who's winning the economic battle at that moment? Is it us or them?
Oof. That's a tough one. You go either or, actually.
What if France and Britain became one nation, right? And then they have the power of France, we have the power of Britain. Two strongest nations in Britain, nations in Europe, right, become one. Two strongest nations in Britain, in Europe. Who's the biggest nations in Europe? Most powerful in Europe? It had to be France
Germany.
and Britain, right?
Yeah, Germany, France, possibly the UK. Italy.
I would say the UK is powerful than Germany and France put together, if I'm being honest right now, but Poland's becoming a fucking... The thing with our military is, right, we might have a small military now, but a small fleets, right? But the fleets that we have got, right, they are very powerful equipment. What we've got on our thing, right?
Yeah.
Cavalry units are really powerful. What we've got is very, very powerful technology. Do you think we'll ever see a united Europe in our lifetime?
No.
I want a united Europe, right? But I want it under our terms. I don't want us being subservient to another nation. I want them to be subservient to us. If we're going to unite Europe, they'll be under our fucking terms, our rule. Nobody else's. I'm not going to submit myself to fucking France. Those jade smoking, frog eating, snail eating tossers. I still prefer American Canadian Union, but yeah.
That's us.